What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the ant bay. Take a look at here. We have too many hungry little larvae and not enough fat ants. So today we will throw our two largest ant colonies, Camponotus floridanus and Camponotus nicos, a great feast. On tonight's menu we have something massive, the Madagascar hissing cockroach. These guys are huge. This one came slightly under 3 inches, and for the last 2 weeks I have been feeding them non-stop so they can be nice and fat. I also had to chop away the limbs and the head so it doesn't hurt the ants and that it doesn't suffer as much. As soon as the cockroach is placed, the ants started to swarm. To tackle this massive beast, the colony had sent out the majors to deal with its tough exterior. Even though they were a big part of the cockroach chopped off, the miners seemed to have taken a step back to let the majors go to work. It's kinda crazy to see the cockroach fight back even without its head and legs. Once the twitching had stopped, that's when the minor workers started to helping out the majors. The colony still seemed like they were trying to figure out how to exactly approach this. Some were still trying to bite through the tough exterior, while the others were trying to pull out the guts. But when I came back to check on them a few minutes later, the colony had made great gains where the head used to be, and started to work their way through the body. That's when I put them back on the shelf so they can enjoy their meal in peace. I wanted to try something different. I gave them the whole cockroach without cutting it open. To do this, I simply had to put the cockroach into the freezer about 10 minutes or so until it succumbed to the cold. Oh god, Ante, could you pick a better angle with the, clear view? Alright, that's better. At first, the ants didn't know what to do, since this is the first time I gave them something that's whole and not cut up. Or maybe because the cockroach just came out of the freezer, and the ants didn't know what to do with something. I guess we may never know. But later, they started to pull from each limbs and look for an easy opening. It was quite baffling for me to see how their plan slowly developed. It all seemed like a chaotic mess, but if you look closely, every single ant is doing an important job towards opening up this cockroach. Some ants are holding down the cockroach in place, while the other ants are targeting the joints of the exoskeleton. When I came back to check on their progress, they had created a small opening in the chest, but for some reason they had left it as is. Maybe they wanted to create an easy access? I don't know, what do you guys think? Instead of concentrating on the chest area, they doubled their efforts into cutting off their limbs. As you can see here, the colony had sent out a lot of its majors to deal with the hard exterior, and the roach was slowly getting cut off by limb. It's super brutal, yet it's one of those things that's so intriguing that you just can't take your eyes away from. By the next morning, the floridanus had completely destroyed the cockroach, and the ground was littered with bits of the empty shells. I was actually quite shocked, to say the least. There was no resemblance of the cockroach left. And I was more shocked at the time and effort they had to put in to pick apart the exoskeleton. I wish I had stayed up to watch the progress, but I'm kinda annoyed that they did this. Now I have to put in more effort into cleaning out the outworld, and it'll probably take me a good 30 minutes or so. Maybe that could be a next video. Something to think about. The nicos were much nicer to me. They kept upper half of the body intact. They pulled out some of the joints, but then they seemed to have realized that burrowing into the body was so much better solution. Just like how I originally wanted them to. The rest of the body was also littered throughout the outworld, but it's much more manageable. I can clean this in what, like 5 minutes tops? I guess there's still some meat in here. They're going pretty strong at it. Look at him go. So cute. Nom 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 nom. Looking into the colony, the workers are quite busy feeding the young ones so they can grow out to be big and strong. Each chamber was filled with activity. Workers were rushing to feed each hungry mouse, as the others were busy rearranging the brood pile. There was so much activity in the nest, it was kinda hard to focus on where to look. Everywhere you see, there was ants just walking around, with full stomach, just trying to feed, just trying to work. It's really satisfying to watch. Sometimes I can just spend like good 5 or 10 minutes just staring at the ants, and then my wife would be like, "Hey, focus, do something." Looking into the Floridan's colony, there are so many larvae on the way, and I'm sure today's feeding will go a long way into their development. Because I really want to see the colony fill up the nest to its brim. So what do you guys think? What should I feed our colony next? Now for probably the main reason why you guys are here. And the giveaway winner is... Come on, spin the thing, spin the thing. 1, 2, 3, go, 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 go. Hey, it's Ants Callie. Woohoo, congratulations, buddy. He said the difference is the ghost tunnels. I guess you're right. But come on guys, the main difference of my nest is the hydration system. Look at it, it's square. For the rest of you guys for entering, thank you very much. I will do more giveaways once the channel hits 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers, so stay tuned for that. Well, with all that being said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Sorry, my voice is kinda gone because I had COVID and it was a pretty bad one. Well, then again, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bye!